which way you do it. I'm just going to tweet out the link to this.
Cool, and I'm going to wait for this to say we're online before I actually, like, say hello. No, fuck it, I'm just going to say hello now. It says receiving your content, so that's promising. This is, like, the best intro you've ever heard in your life, ever. Yes.
I'm just waiting for it to kick in over here.
Right. Well, it says it's sort of showing me something through the stream now.
Yes, I can see it.
Oh, fantastic.
My head's back to front.
I
always think I look weird from this angle. It's the worst side of me.
Well, I would flip it the other way around, but then you're not, like... Do you want to face the other way?
No, don't. Because otherwise it'll just look like I'm not facing you. It'll look like you're about to
exactly.
Like, rape my ass.
You turn your back on me. You're so fucking rude. Oh, yeah. Good evening, everyone. Joining me for whatever reason...
Sorry.
Subjects in the description is Cognitive Thought. Say hello, Cognitive Thought.
Hi there, everyone. I'm the little head sat on the sofa that looks like I've got an Arab woman's makeup on. So my eye looks like the Arab women makeup.
Hey, it was the only one I could get from a print screen, okay?
Yeah, I know.
I had such shit internet earlier today. Every time I print screened, I got nothing. I got that. That was the only one.
Well, you're on OBS, aren't you?
I'm on OBS now, yes.
Right, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna try and send you something. I just sent this to Suit yesterday. You should have asked me. I sent this to Suit because he's doing an OBS stream in a week.
This week or something. He added me for the same reason to get me on, and I'm like, I'm nervous because I'm not like okay. So for example, you just start a stream, and you're interesting enough to be able to maintain it for hours on your own. I can barely manage 10 minutes before I have to beg people on Discord to save me.
How do you find issue with that? Because if you just come up with a topic, or half of the time I'll come up with a subject or something like that.
I do have subjects normally, and I think it's that I do get quite anxious, nervous, and then I forget everything, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
There you go, my dude. I've sent you that. See if you can put that through your OBS. That should look really cool. It should look cooler.
Where have you?
People can see this. I've sent it to you via Twitter DMs. People can see this as it happens. Like this will be quite cool to see. Oh wow! Look at the comments appearing above my head.
Yeah, I know.
It's like I'm having a cognitive thought.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's behind my head.
Wow.
Everyone is thinking for me.
I just got to wait for Twitter to open this message. Meth Craze Cog, is that you? Oh,
yeah,
GIF.
That's me,
I can put GIFs in. Yeah, I can do GIFs. I just need to download it somehow.
I made it say I am such a faggot, so when it comes up as a thought, it should come up saying I am such a faggot in a moment. Let's see this if this works.
But it won't let me save it.
What?
Give me a second.
Can you when you go to save, look at the actual file name and save it as .gif at the end. Just make sure it's got that in, and then it should save.
It's not actually allowing me to save anything other than a HTML web page.
What?
This is
That's strange.
Give me a second. I'll go through. I've got the Twitter app as well. I'll see if that might help. The website's being special. Important. We'll just wait for a second. What are we going to talk about? Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the YouTube thing first.
The YouTube thing?
Yes.
Which one?
The law thing.
Dude, the law thing.
We were talking about it just before we came on.
The content, how content ID might become a law in the EU, where if you get a strike on your channel or something, you may get a knock on your door from the police in the EU.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Oh, nice.
Yeah, you should be able to. Oh yeah, it's working that.
No, I saved it as a GIF and then it saved it as a JPEG. The Twitter app.
What is that working?
The Twitter app is.
I hate Twitter.
Oh, I'm not going to try that again. That's just annoying. And the web and Chrome has blacked for me, so I can't see anything at the moment. And I have to wait for it to actually refresh or something. There we go. I don't know why it won't let me take it. No, I'm not sure how to get it, I'm afraid. It only has web page HTML to download it. That's irritating.
So anyway, I'll go this with this through this for people. So the EU is working on a new law to force Facebook and YouTube to take down hate speech. Yes, that's right. Law. take down hate speech. I need to leave me and Omegon need to leave the UK. That's the truth. I mean, we are technically leaving the EU, so that's a bonus until the next election.
Well, there's a lot of arguments about how we're leaving and what parts of the EU we're leaving. I've been watching enough Parliament recently and for a while now to know it's going to be a clusterfuck.
Okay, well, I would continue to read through that, but Business Insider just decided to crash the page. I got one of those, like, on Chrome where you get, like, the pages died. Yeah. Died. Oh, well, that's the end of that story. That was interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's just one of those things. They're trying to enforce a law, whether they'll be able to do it or not. I think they've been trying to do it for a while, to be fair. And it is a cunt, let's be fair.
By the way, you should just, email me that instead. If you want me to insert it in the video, into the stream.
I'll fucking insert it in your video. Right, 1 second. Let me try.
Buy me dinner.
Actually, can I send it to you through? Let me try and do it through Discord.
Oh yeah, do that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
It might take less time than
who knows
going to my bloody email.
There's an otter in here. Damn it. Oh, I know. I'll let her stay for now.
I'm going to cry at this moment in time. I mean, it won't even let me give it to you as a gift. This is awful. You know what? I'll just send this one. I think my cogs are turning the wrong way in this one. I accidentally did it, but I'll just send you this one if it works.
Okay.
If it works, no, it's not going to let me send a fucking GIF on Discord. Okay, it's email. This is going to be a great stream. So let everyone get the bums on seats and stuff while we send some fucking gifts to each other. Just Twitter all over again.
I've sent you my email, the email address I use.
Yeah, sweet. Let's copy and paste that.
Anyway, while he's doing that, otter oppression. Otter oppression is an ongoing struggle, and it will culminate with one thing, and that is the eradication of the Ottoman Empire.
I also have to I'm going to, because I think I'm more oppressed with what I'm now dubbing cog racism. I'm thinking of doing a video on this just to make people aware of the oppression that's happening. I mean, you obviously saw this yourself firsthand when you put this stream up about the cog racism that YouTube has against my cogs. Every time it sees me, orange. Everyone gets orange. Same thing happened with Suit Yourself.
I set that stream up, 3 weeks ago? And immediately demonetized. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Exactly. Suit Yourself also, when we did all this pagan stuff, this could be like one of those little things where I mention this and then we can move on to the pagan stuff.
Hey, we can do that then.
So Suit Yourself sent me, after the pagan stuff, obviously me and Mr. Dapperson did a video and he mirrored both of them. And I think it was mine was his was up for 3 hours or something like that. Mm-hmm. Green still. Mine was up for 15 minutes. Orange. It's so stupid. Yeah. Cog racism, guys. It's real. # cog racism from YouTube.
So how did that whole thing start?
What, pagan?
Yeah.
Right. The whole thing started with obviously do you mean meeting Pagan or because obviously I started speaking to Pagan
I know that Suit Yourself didn't like him to begin with.
Yeah, no, Suit Yourself wasn't a fan of his, and he never has. But Liz was just as usual. Liz is like, oh no, he's all right. He's not a bad guy. Never listen to Liz on people ever. She's not a great judge of character. She can tell you this from the people that she's been living with. She's not a great judge of character.
Oh, Carl,
right?
I've done it, and it's working.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait to see this load. Can't wait. Come on.
I need to make it a little bit bigger.
I want to see the cog spinning. Cogism. Yeah, exactly. I know. They're cogophobic. That's what it is. Cogophobic. Oh, how tiny my head is. My head is so tiny.
It's okay. I've made you a little bigger. It's cool. You're up to the chat at least.
just a little bit bigger.
Cogism. Oh, dear.
How cool does that look now with the cog spinning?
It looks amazing. I remember when you first got that on a Hangout with your old avatar. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've got a patron who I do Patreon streams with, and he does a GIF as well with static, and it looks amazing. But back to Pagan.
So Pagan and me started speaking around May. Like I know Suit Yourself didn't like him, but Liz said, "Oh, just be all right with him," and he was like, "Fair enough." I started talking back to Pagan back in about May or something like that, or even I think it was about May, or even possibly earlier. Or, I think it was May. We started speaking. He was asking me to check out his stuff, and you've probably done this as well, where you end up, people send you some shit, so you give them a little bit of criticism and stuff on the video.
People do that. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Nope. I don't see anything wrong with doing that. And this is the thing is, sorry.
I've had plenty of criticism in the past from people. Like when Bering reached out to me to do a collaboration, the audio, I had terrible audio. He told me he was very honest about it though, so it gave me an incentive to get better gear so I could actually do that collaboration.
We also did a whole video which I've sent out to so many people about that, how to make your sound. And that, to be fair, that cleared up my audio. I had no idea too, dude. And Bering basically sorted everyone out with like, this is how you to make good audio on Audacity, free software.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, like, people still haven't seen that shit. So obviously this is what I've told Pagan, you can clean up your sound like this. But Pagan was like, oh no, it's my microphone that makes it bad. And I was like, no, because you can get rid of that hiss. If the microphone has a chunk of... There's a reason why when you see recording on TV and stuff, they always go, like, they'll always go, oh, sorry, can we just get a bit of, like, we just need to get, like, the ambience of the room and stuff like that. And they just take about 5 minutes to record that sound because they use that sound. That's the whole point, because that's dead sound. That's how they use it. But the way that we use it, obviously, is you take that sound that's supposed to be silent and you use it as a noise profile, and then you basically cover the rest. You basically like go, here's the noise profile that I want to get rid of, cover everything else, and then go, right, get rid of that noise. And then it does it on all your entire sound, and it makes it clear.
Let's not forget also others, yourself, myself, use some background sound, music, ambience.
Yeah.
Which does help. I mean, I did it because Magog suggested it. You do it because it's kind of a trademark, really, for you, isn't it?
Well, I did it since the beginning. I actually got it. But the thing is, we pick up off stuff from people we watch. Like, Shuon Head used to have the bomb. She still has the bomb. Dum. And then you've got Armored Skeptic, who had, like, a little bit of music in the background. And I liked that. I was like, I actually like having the music in the background. It's like my first video was me writing lyrics. So it was like, I always wanted to have the music in the background and stuff like that. It was just nice, relaxed, almost like jazz, hip-hop sort of thing. So yeah, it's one of those things you give. You're still gonna have your own signature stuff, and you can't shit over someone's work and go, "Oh, you need your stuff to be like mine." I think you should. That is wrong to do. But I think there's certain things, like Pagan, when he first sent me, like, I've got a picture of it still. Like, he sent me a picture of like his thing, like really zoomed in and stuff, and like the Pagan was on one side of the screen, he had like a desk on the other, and I was like, "Hey, that looks really cool." Next thing you know, he does this video, and he's like up in the top of the screen, and then he's got like a massive rug, like that takes up 90% of the screen, and it's just like, and he's got a little panda in the corner and shit, and I'm just like, and the sound quality is pretty bad, and so obviously I gave him criticism back on it. We went through his work all the time though, and even got to a point one day where I was like, hey dude, you produce quite a lot of content at quite a regular pace. How about we sit down together and we talk about formats and like because the thing is, I think you could easily do with taking that rug out of the fucking room, because you only ever clip away to something. You don't even use that part there to fill it up with like a bit of information or anything. You just talk, so you might as well get rid of that. It's like looking at dead space on the screen, which I understand like you can have, but only have it. You fill it. That's what dead space is for.
That's when I did video sound animation editing modules at college. You have 9 cells on your screen. The job is to fill all 9 with something that either works or is relevant.
Yeah,
that's how it's.
See, mine works on the basis of like. My whole thing is like, it's supposed to be like you've got your head to one side, and then the other stuff comes up on the side of the screen when and if it's needed, but it stays there for the just in case. Sometimes I have videos where nothing comes up there, nothing does.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. That's not. It's the whole point of my format is that it's there for that. And but that's like I say, that everyone has their own individual thing. But I was just like, at least fill that space sometimes, maybe, because he never does it in any of his videos. He'll always clip off to something else, and it's just like, or he'll fill his entire screen up, and I'm just like, that is just a rug, just 2 circles in a screen. It so takes my focus when you're this little thing in the top of the corner. So I went through this several times with him, but then obviously this led for it. But he never really takes criticism on board. He just has an excuse like, oh, my mic, that's why my sound is shit. "Oh, I don't have great video editing software. That's why this is shit." And I was like, "No, your visuals are down to what you import into the video editing software. Like, you can sort that shit out before you import it in."
Yeah, you could just.
Like,
I mean, I edited when I first started doing image editing of any kind on YouTube. I used Paint, but now I've spent years doing Paint.net, and it's a little bit different now. But it takes time and practice and learning. You don't just get it; you have to learn. And the same with editing as well. Same with video editing. I started on Movie Maker, which isn't that bad, really, is it?
No, I don't think Movie Maker is bad to start off with. I think I think the main ones that people enjoy are Sony Vegas and Premiere. I think even HitFilm can be good. He was on some software that I swear down I've never heard of.
Some people I know use Camtasia as well. Is that one?
No, I don't even know what his was. His wasn't even that. His was something that just looked really bad.
I used Vegas Pro 14,
like he just didn't.
So it's not bad.
In fact, let me check. No, you sent me a picture.
So the
thing is that obviously, while I look for the picture, I'll continue down. So obviously, this led to him contacting me and going like, at some point he's on what was it, sometime like last week or something. I can't remember the date specifically, 8th of whatever October. He contacted me to say, hey, how do you deal with a threat? Can I get your help? Sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And he sent me a picture of the screenshot of Denise Green, who had obviously sent this comment that was threatening him, and there was a little bit on the end about like and stop cooking something outside. It was a bit weird to throw on the end.
Oh, the lambkin's ear.
He then kind of alluded to the fact, the lambkin's ear. Yeah, stop cooking lambkin's ear outside. So I turned around to him and I was like, and I did point out. Oh god, I don't know, possibly I think it was lamb by the name of it, but I'm sure it might be pork. I don't know, but I don't know. I know it's but because he was like, "Oh, I cook a lot of pork and stuff," and I was like, "Fair enough," but it's all bullshit anyway. So he may not even cook lambkin's ear outside; it's just made up. So he this is the crazy thing. So he's made this is how we've got to look at this. So he's made an account. He's then gone online and spoken to himself, threatening himself, saying that he's going to basically to start. And he's told himself to stop cooking stuff outside, right? He's then disappeared. He's then like come to me, gone to Sue, gone to Mr. Dafton, probably quite a few people about this to go, hey, can I get your help? A lot of people got contacted about it. Now I went through all of the stuff about how the person can't really do anything to his court case at the end of the day because and it wasn't until the email where it was more of a threat on his life where I took it a bit more seriously, because I was like, he can't really do anything to you. What's he going to do? Hey, this YouTuber that's got no alias, a pseudonym, and a no picture of him ever, that guy there, yeah, that's the same guy. Why? Oh, his voice sounds the same. Really? You're going to get him on his voice sounds the same? Then no one's going to take that serious. It'll get thrown out. Plus, you're trying to say that he doesn't have a freedom of speech in America. It just didn't make any sense at the start. So I went through how he should be okay. Then I got a message from Suit Yourself. Like, we went through all this stuff, and he did allude to it being his neighbor and so on. But I kind of just left it because I thought, well, he's gone to the police and stuff, and he said he's doing that. I'll leave him to it. Then Suit Yourself has sent me a message saying, I've just got this weird email. And he was like, fucking vegans, eh? And I was just like, Denise Green. And I was like, that's weird, because Pagan messaged me the other day about this, saying someone was harassing him on his channel or some shit. And then obviously this person's then gone to these 6 individual YouTubers, but these YouTubers were the people that Pagan has obviously done stuff with before on their channel. So Pagan's sent the emails to them, because obviously Denise Green is Pagan. God, this is mental.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously we've taken this seriously, because we've not. Why would we not trust him? It's one of those things. Now, by this point, he had got information off like Zeph and Liz and stuff like that about where the guy. Well, basically, they'd said to him, "Have you got a name?" And I'm sure this has been mentioned in a stream now, so it doesn't really fucking matter. So basically, Pagan was like, "Yeah, the guy's called Amir, right?" So Zeph went looking for, he knew Pagan's street, so he looked for the street behind him, and he looked for a person called Amir on that street, and he found a person called Amir on that street. So he said, is this the guy? And then that was when Pagan was like, yeah, that's the guy. And he went, is this the house? And he was like, yeah. And then Suit Yourself was like, yeah. Pagan came to me and he was like, here's the guy. This is the guy. Like, this is my neighbor. This is the guy. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, I've got no reason. Like you're not going to know your neighbor if you've, because he'd already told me as well that he'd had court cases where they tried to sue him for racism as well. So which they'd already, all the court cases had all been thrown out and stuff like that because obviously they'd been dismissed because it's just stupid. So I was like, yeah, fair enough. But these people sound a bit crazy. You know, you take it on board a bit. And then there's loads of people like, oh, but how would they get his docs? Now, there are several reasons why I believe that, or at least that I came to the conclusion that a neighbor may have got his docs. So the two things are, one, Pagan has told me before about his wife telling her friends at work about how he does these videos on YouTube, and he only does it with like 2 gigs of RAM. And he was like, and they're really impressed by how I managed to do these videos with 2 gigs of RAM. And I was like, dude, it looks like you're making those videos of 2 gigs of RAM, like, trust me. But fair enough, like, and I said there's a little bit more to it than just RAM. You need to have processing power as well on top of your RAM and stuff like that. You just do. So it's one of those things, and we went through this obviously as a conversation. But that's the reason why I thought someone could have it. Now, when I went to the comment section to get screenshots, obviously on his video where this Denise Green, aka fucking Pagan Minotaur, I've been basically threatening the docs and stuff and pointing out his judge's name and where he lives and stuff like that. Zeph had gone into a egg account that he has called Frank Franklin to basically try and put the person off doxing him by going, oh, we live in your town, we're like the Christian part of a parish, or so, I don't fucking know, because he'd obviously looked in the neighborhood and he'd seen, oh, there's a parish over here, so he was like, oh, we know who you are and stuff like that. And I was saying that the thing is that I didn't know that was Zeph at the time. Zeph told me this after the fact, so when I've looked at that on his thing, I've gone, holy shit, it's fucking all his town seem to know about his fucking channel. That's how I've seen it. I thought that's added more validity to his story of how his information could easily be out there. That's why I was like, holy shit.
That's one of those like, helping or hurting moments. Oh dear.
Oh yeah, I said to Zeph, I was like, Zeph, never do that again. Never do it like that again. He was like, I was just trying to ward him off. Zeph was just trying to help, to be fair to the guy, right? He was just trying to help in this whole situation. He didn't even like docs. This is the thing. He didn't even look up Pagan's address or anything in like to where it was in comparison to the other address that he'd got. He just found a guy called Amir and he'd gone, is this the guy? And Pagan was like, yeah. And he was so adamant that it was. He was like, fair enough. And Liz obviously was talking to Zeph and said like, oh yeah, you can trust Pagan. Nothing wrong with Pagan. So, and people were taking him on his word. And I did the same thing. And then obviously, because he'd said he got the information from Zeph and Liz, and I know Zeph is good at getting this sort of stuff, I was like, oh, fair enough, then you've actually gone to people that I see as credible for getting this sort of information. But everyone took the same oversight of not looking these things up, apart from Charlie from The Void, who did put in his video that he found it a bit weird that house wasn't behind his. And then obviously Mike Barbosa did his video, and then that's obviously, I think me and Soup pulled our videos then. And then we went into full-on sleuth mode and just looking up Pagan.
Mike was a patron of mine. He's very good at calling out bullshit. I've watched his content for a while. He's so blunt about it as well. And he did it.
He is, but he's yeah, he did a great video. He really did. Like the thing is that he had part of his video, like when he said like, oh, how could he get docs? How could his neighbor? I was sat there going, but I can answer that, Mike. And then he came up with the video with the small grill, and I was like, I've not seen this video. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And the thing is, when I went to go and get the comments in the comment section, I saw he posted a video and the thumbnail was like a green lawn, and it was like, and it said on it like, oh, I'm cooking and grilling outside. And I was like, oh, he's probably just like saying fuck you, because he's like saying he's angry with his doctors. And I thought at the time I was like, fair enough. But then Soup made the good point of like, why would you do that if you're in fear for your kid's life? And I was like, yeah, that's a really good point too. Why would you do that? But I didn't think at the time. I really wasn't there. I didn't even watch the video. I just saw it and I was like, oh, he's probably just grilling outside. When I saw the size of the fucking thing, like he just got the thing, it was brand new and it was some tiny little fucking thing. And I was like, you cook fucking meat on that and it goes over to your neighbor's fence? What? It didn't make any sense. So then we looked at the addresses. The addresses showed that this guy was 7 blocks away. Now, Pagan, the thing is that we have this massive private DM group, and Pagan turns around and he goes like, and he messages this thing saying, I have been doxxed, right? I have actually been doxxed, but I don't know who my doxer is. Then he goes through how he didn't file any of his police reports, so he throws, that's a lie. just throw that out there. The guy who I was really adamant about and sent all the messages out going, this is the guy because it was found by Zeph. Yeah, that's just a guy from around town, so I might be wrong. That's not my neighbor. And that was the bit where I kind of responded, and I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely Denise Green then. And I went, let me explain it to you like this, okay? Denise Green confirmed that's her husband. So she's saying that she can smell his stuff coming over the fence, and that's also her husband. How does she live 7 blocks away and she can also smell the stuff coming over the fence unless Pagan is Denise Green? And that's where it came down to. That's how the conversation went. And then that's why we went into the hangout on the Void podcast where I knew exactly what I wanted to say to him. I just wanted to hear his point. So we listened to his story. He said he'd been doxxed, and I was like, but why would Denise Green say that? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And I went, that's it. That's all you can say is that you don't know why Denise Green would say that. That's her husband who lives 7 blocks away, which is confirmed. And she also can smell the barbecue coming over the fence. That doesn't make sense, though, Pagan. And it was like, unless you... why would anyone go out of the way to create this dox and then go, oh, why are you attacking my husband and I? Anyone who doxed you and then you went, fuck you, like, choose your battles carefully or something like that, would respond with, that's not me, motherfucker. Keep going. Like, yeah. Like, not go, oh, yeah, I'm just going to fall down and go, like, this person is definitely me when it's not. It was just one of those things, and that was like the loose end that he just kind of fucked himself on.
Yeah, I saw the stream that was referenced in both yours and Suit Yourself's videos. I listened to the whole thing. Oh, it was quite cringy. Just waiting for him to finally admit it. It was very, that was
pulling teeth.
Yeah, that too. It seemed pretty. Oh dear. Really fucked himself. What?
Don't get me wrong. I feel like at the start of the stream he did have like sound difficulties, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that with Discord. That he may have had sound difficulties, but when we got him into the hangout, fuck.
Yeah,
it's like Pagan, are you Denise Green? Leave it.
Yeah,
it's just like, yeah, man. Are you Denise Green?
Okay, so with him finally outing himself with that anyway, do you think Pagan Minotaur can be forgiven in some way at all, or continue as if nothing happened?
No offense. Like, people can forgive him and go, oh, he was an idiot, he didn't. I don't think he can to an extent. He can be definitely given credit for the fact that he fessed up to it. He confessed, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was honest, right? I'll give him the credibility for the fact that, yes, he was honest. But fuck me, you went out of your way to be dishonest to so many fucking people, to string these amount of lies along. And it's all based on this. And to sit there and say that the best we got out of him was, I just wrote the message, the comments, and then it kind of went from there. There wasn't really any motive. If there's no motive, why are you making sure people have seen emails? Why are you making sure? Because that was another thing. He was like, oh, have you seen this email? Have you seen these comments and stuff? And he made sure he orchestrated this. He really did orchestrate this with a lot of us and take advantage essentially of our good nature that we actually just took him on face value. And that was stupid for us to do that.
I went and subbed after seeing your video. I'm not going to unsub because that requires effort. I have to go and find his channel. I can't be bothered.
That's the thing. I wanted people to give him support because, I didn't see anything wrong with Pagan Minotaur at the time. I didn't know he was bipolar. I knew he did have problems with his kids and stuff like that, but no one knew he had any mental difficulties until he came out saying, "Oh, I've got these mental issues," which is essentially just a massive scapegoat down to, oh, well, I'm crazy, so I can get away with it. Get the fuck off the internet. That's how I feel. Get the fuck off the internet.
Yeah,
like, seriously,
it's take some time away. I think that happens to anyone who has any kind of mental health issues. Take some time away.
Yeah. But my whole thing is just like, don't be on the internet if you're gonna because the thing is like, and there's another thing. There are little things that really piss me off about Pagan though. So as an example, so obviously he's on medication, right? Which he says that he's not taken for a while. Now, apparently he's back on some meds or something like that. In fact, he's just sent me a lot of photos, which is another story, and I'll keep that private. But
keep that one private
for now, anyway. Yeah, I will, unless anything goes further from that. But the fact is, I think he's sending me these as evidence or something that he's bought pills recently. But it's like he's also sent a lot of bottles from stuff from like fucking the start of the year. So it's like you have had medication, haven't you? Like that's the thing that I'm confused about is that I'm just sat here just thinking you've not been on your meds for a while. Oh, but also you don't like the fact that social services is interfering and trying to take your kids away. Don't come off your meds. And I've even had people who are bipolar comment on my fucking video about this, my stream on this, saying that I'm totally fucking right on this. Stay on your fucking meds if you're bipolar. It's a slippery slope if you fucking don't. It really is.
I would recommend
you need
that
to stay on your fucking meds.
For anyone who's on who's prescribed medication, you stay on it and complete the course. Don't think just because you feel better that suddenly you're cured. You're not. You complete the course. The course is recommended for a reason.
I think it can be to an extent. There are certain cases where I would say you can get away with it. Like as an example, my one of my brothers had epileptic fits, or at least he's had about 3 in his lifetime. Now, obviously, he had one. It was just random when he had one, and then it was like a year later or something when he had another. And this is the thing, because they were so rare, they tried to put him on medication. Now, epilepsy medication, if you do come off it, you're gonna have a fit again. It's why when you have like drugs that help.
I know enough people who got epileptic when I was a kid.
Yeah.
A lot of people I knew growing up had epilepsy. It was just shocking.
Yeah, come off your meds, you're gonna have a fit again. So he decided never to take the meds, and he actually had a fit the year afterwards, and he was like, no, I'm staying off the meds. I've had one fit in a year, and then I think it was like you have to go 3 years before you can get a driver's license or something. But I think he did about 2 more years, had another fit, and it was on Christmas as well. It's kind of fucked up that we're in a pub about to have a meal. And like he had a fit, and then he was just like, and he was really pissed off. He was like, I don't want to fucking go to hospital on Christmas, like. Yeah. And then because he came out of it, obviously, but then he sat down and he was like, my appetite's just gone, which it is, because you just drained your body of energy. He was just so tired when he was trying to eat, and I was like, I'm really pissed off. I paid 50 quid for this meal. So
I had a friend who she and her identical twin both have epilepsy, and one of them decided to not take her medication. And this is how long ago it was. Her body decided then in the doorway to Woolworths would be the good time to have a fit, where the door was an automated door, and her bum was hanging out the door, and that's where someone had to stick her with a needle.
See, I've had one fit in my lifetime. Well, I can't remember it. I just remember waking up in an ambulance. But it was I've had one fit in my lifetime, which was around about the time my brother was. But then again, I think I'd stayed up for 2 days, and I was on a lot of Class A drugs at the time. That was university though. So
well, my drug was alcohol. And my other drug,
there was alcohol involved as well. But,
my other drug was learning. Shit, that's terrible.
You fucking
such a nerd.
So gay.
Okay, so when because I obviously have nothing to do with this. I don't know anything about. I only knew about it from your first video, and then the follow up and Suits video. What was his motivation for doing it?
This is the thing. He says that there was none. Some people are trying to back him up by going, "Oh, well, he was off his meds." Like, this is the thing. I've got to say again, you're in a court battle for your fucking kids. Stay on your meds. But anyway, he said that basically, because people have said, like, because he's off his meds, right, that because he's bipolar, he may have just been out of it and he's done this and he's created it because you can have mania, and you can also have, it's very closely related to schizophrenia too. So he may have created this Denise Green personality, and he keeps switching back into that from time to time while he's going through his episodes, let's say. But that's the thing. It's like I just it's so annoying to me, because it's like his motive, from my point of view, I think personally, was subscribers. And the reason why I do believe that it was subscribers and views, and this is the reason why I'm so pissed off with Pagan, because he could, you know what I'm like, dude. You can come to me with it. If you go like if I come to you and go, hey dude, should we do a collaboration or something, and like I send you a video or something.
I understand.
If it's,
when he was first outed, my initial thought was, you did this for the subs, right? Because you considering your size before, the post number was pretty high. It was for what you had.
He tripled in subs. Yeah, he's still double at least, or just over double subs. Yeah,
I'm one of those subs.
So he has doubled his subs. Yeah, I know. I think I don't know if I'm still subbed. I think I probably am, to be fair.
I'm used to
it's one of those like. it's up to people if they decide to or not. Some people want to wait for this apology video to see if he apologizes to vegans. People are still waiting on that too, and I kind of am. So there's a lot of us waiting on that as well. Now the thing is with Pagan, and the reason why I'm so pissed, and the reason why I think it is views and stuff, is because he's had conversations with, I think it was Gemini and T-Tac or something like that. And he was saying to, like, they spoke to me and they were like, yeah, he seemed to be like really buzzing about his views and stuff like that, and his sub count going up. Sir Wolfie as well, he had conversations with where he was saying to Sir Wolfie like, oh yeah, my views have gone past yours, and my subs got, or like my subs have gone past yours or something, and he was kind of gloating to him about it. So these things have definitely happened. However, he's also in my DMs say, and this is the thing, when I see that, and then I see him in my DM saying stuff like, oh, I'm really pissed off with people like how it's saying to me like, oh, you're going to get a sub boost. Because I even said to him myself, you're probably going to get a sub boost on this because people will want to support you in this case. Because it's the truth. That's just a fact, right?
Yeah,
that's just
absolutely.
how it works. When people want to support you, they will come out to help you. That's why I like about this community. They will, but it's not like we won't fucking sit there and say we're wrong if we're wrong. And I'm one of those that will do that as well. Now, this is the problem that I had, is that he's turned around to me and gone, and he was talking to like a couple of people, probably Mike Barbosa as well, in a Discord server. I don't know who, he's probably Miss Mad One Muses, sorry. So because he was in Mad One Muses one, and I think someone had mentioned this to him, he'd messaged me saying like, I'm not looking forward to getting this, well, not looking forward to it. He said, people have been saying to me that I'm going to get a sub boost, and it's really annoying me. Because I don't care about getting the subs. I just care that my kids are okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, okay. I'm sat there going like, and I went, well, I'm sorry for mentioning it before. He's like, oh no, it's not you. It's someone in this Discord server. And I was just like, right, well, you probably are going to get a sub boost because that's just how it works. People like to support you. Yeah.
Something in Reading Ren has written to both of us. Why has the skeptic community become drama alert light every week? It seems it's something new. Yeah, I personally, for over 2.5 years now, have avoided drama quite well, but this one interests me because of it's just so weird.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, he's used his real information. Like, these are little things that are just making it really weird.
He's dangling his own balls in front of himself, and he's like, I don't want to dox you, but I will dox you. I don't. Give me subs, or I will dox myself.
Yeah, and then I'm going to send this out to everyone. But this is the thing, is that he tried to... This is why I don't like Pagan, right? And why I was so pissed off with him, is because the fucking cunt, whilst on the stream, and when he started that Void podcast stuff, when he started all this shit, the whole thing was, I've still been doxed. Yeah. He still wanted to claim a little bit of dox victim.
I will be using that thing that Suit sent me at some point. I'm just going to use it. It has to be. I'm sorry, I would feel sympathy for Mr. Minotaur, but I don't know you and have no good reason to, because to me it seemed like you were doing it to gain subs. Considering how long I've been, I mentioned I've been on YouTube 2.5 years. It took me that long to get where I am, and the biggest boosts I got were from being offered a collaboration with Bearing, a shout out by the Satirician, which you got as well at the same time when you had 20k subs, and doing a guest video for Undoomed. Getting from 10k to where I am now has taken me nearly a year. And it's just consistency and hard work. I still remember the shout I got from Satire, because I remember waking up and I was just like, has someone shouted me out or something? Because my subs have just doubled. Yeah,
like,
same. Mine
was just like, yes, that's.
He asked me on Skype. He was like, I'm gonna do a shout out. You okay with that? And I'm like, yes, but I have to go first. And he's like, why do you have to go first? I'm like, because you wouldn't have met people I introduced you to, who then got you a collaboration with Bearing if you hadn't met me first. Oh, and because I asked you nicely. And because if I'm first, I also get more subs. It's like, okay, fine, you selfish cunt.
See, I like Sat, and I find it a bit shit that he's finding it hard to recover after the shoe episode crap that happened that everyone definitely knows about. Fucking hell.
God, yeah.
But it's one of those things. Like I just wish he'd take a little bit of my advice, because like I said to him, like I said this to him a million times, and I've said this to a few people. Some people do this, some people don't. I don't understand why people do this. I definitely don't. People stockpile videos. Like, they'll make videos and stockpile them and ready to, like, I can understand if you get like prepare hangouts, like you'll prepare them in weeks in advance and stuff like that, fair enough. But I don't understand preparing videos weeks in advance of when it's happened.
Mm-hmm. I can agree.
I don't know.
I agree with that.
I find something.
I generally plan 2 videos a week, and the idea is that Sunday and Wednesday I upload a video. If I manage to make them before then I've got the rest of the week off, essentially, and I'll stream. But I don't intend to do it that way. It's because I have issues recording. I normally record now, because it's the only time of day I have, peace and quiet, really. And edit it in the morning, because that's easier. I did used to do that a long time ago, because it was easy for me to get on top of things, but then I realised that's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, you're always out of date. You're always out of date.
Always. And especially since I cover news things sometimes as well. So if I cover something from the news that's a month old, what was the point? I've been working on something for a week now. It was Amber Rudd's speech about viewing right-wing and extremist content online getting you a jail sentence. It's already a week, or maybe even a week and a half old. I've got to finish it for Monday.
Yeah.
Because it's like 26 minutes of her video and articles and other such crap legislation I need to look at. And Beware of Darkness, you mentioned living 25 yards from a railroad. Sorry, I actually do live near a railroad. Fuck it, I live near trains. Okay. Yeah, But back to
I'm kind of lucky as long as my neighbor hasn't got like his music on, because I swear if like a neighbor like 3-4 doors away puts his bass on, it's just like you can just hear it just in the background. I'm like,
you can feel the walls vibrate.
Fuck off. We're waiting to record, just like. But I'm just like, really, you go to record and you're quiet and you can actually see it, like the fluctuations in the sound.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Beware of Darkness actually raises something. A way I viewed it. I've never asked for collaborations or shout-outs. I never asked for them. I never went or asked to do a guest video for somebody. I firmly believe that if someone wants me to work with them, they will ask me. And that's not me like trying to put myself on a pedestal like I'm so special. Thank you, C-Knight. It's not that. It's just, if you find me interesting enough to work with, then great. I mean, I know that. Bearing asked me again recently if I wanted to do another collab, and I'm totally down for that. But getting a hold of him to actually do a collaboration is impossible, because he's a.
That's the thing. This is why we. That's the thing. When I look at Bearing and I think about how he must work, I tried to like stay on that sort of thing. So like, I'm one of those cunts. I'll send him a video and I'll be like, "Hey Bearing, if you do fucking look at your DMs today and decide to reply, like I'll be a cunt and you decide to reply. Here's a funny video and here's a literal quote from it that I think you'll find funny. I'm gonna start working on a script. So if you want to be involved in this, let me know and I'll send you when I'm done. And that's the sort of thing. And then we'll do a quick hangout. I'll go through the thingy with him and he's like, "Yeah, cool." And I'll make the video, send it to him, and he does it. Like, and it's one of those fast-paced things that I like about Bearing, where I can just say to him like, "I've got a video in," and then I'll send it to him. And then sometimes I'll send it to him and he'll be like, "Right, I'll get on with this." And I think like I sent something to him and then I saw another video and I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I saw another video and I was like, "It'll probably work on mine at some point." And then he was like, "Right, I'm going to get on this today." And I was like, "Brilliant," right? And I'd already produced another couple of videos.
He's work obsessed.
I found quite a lot that week.
He and I have both done this, and we talked about it a few times. And I think it's something that also reflects in your content. You get obsessed, you want to finish it. That's how I view it. I consider it like a challenge to finish that video, but to make it good, or to a standard I'm happy
that's
with.
The thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I'll sit there and I'll be like, I get a real enjoyment out. The thing is is that the drive within it is you find the video or the article that you're going to respond to, and then it's just basically sitting down. I know I script my stuff. I know Bearing doesn't, and I like to sit down, write nice little scripts and stuff like that. And then I just, and then that's it. And then it's just record it. And it's almost like a jigsaw. Then it's just piecing it together. Because in my head, I know exactly how it's going to go. And it's just piecing it together then. And that's the bit that I enjoy the most, is the piecing together. Without a shadow of a doubt. It's just, but once I've done the recording and you're like, yeah, that sounds good. That's like do you not have that after you finish recording where you're like, oh, the recording's done. Now it's just the clicking.
Yeah. Because my vocal style is quite, I don't know, it sounds monotonous, I guess. Because of how much slower I make it as well.
It's soothing.
Soothing,
it's my dude. Soothing.
It's not like I just put that on though.
No. You just got a soothing.
I wasn't meant to sound accusatory. I was not in control of my tone for a second. Fuck it.
All these ladies in the chat that are just like, I want to fall asleep on Omegon's chest, wrapped in those tentacles.
When I was 17, I was on the phone to a friend of mine in Cheltenham, and she was genuinely saying to me, "Your voice puts me to sleep," and I'm like, should I be offended or not? I don't. But this all brings up the interesting point of I've always believed hard work pays off, and I'm 2.5 years in, and I've got 16,000 subscribers. Look at you, you're 13,000 subscribers, and you've had some nice boosts recently. And considering some of the shit you've been involved in, which we will talk about, it's quite impressive. I thought, especially after the Teal Deer thing, I thought, yeah, he's not going to grow for a while. But no, fuck that, you grew.
There was a moment, but I just came back with like, no, fuck you. It's not how satire. I don't give a shit. It's one of those things. The meme of it's just satire, bro, because I fucking created it essentially, like on my video, and but it's the truth. That's exactly how Tilde responded. And then when I found that fucking clip that somebody sent me, someone told me about that clip, I had to just do a little video. I had to do that. Like it's just fucking true. How can you sit there and bitch and moan about feminists making satire and using it as an excuse when you use it as an excuse over your piece of satire, which has criticism in it, which is the point that I was trying to make, that I found it to be invalid criticism. That's the point of why I'm criticizing your criticism. I don't know why he doesn't get that. It's mental. And so you took it too personally. 3 people in the video. What? Come on. Like, I knew it was. Cognitive thought didn't think that his rationalist, skeptic, TM's whatever thingy, it was against the community and not. And no, it's just me. He's seen my videos with my 10,000 subs at the time or whatever I had. Like, seriously,
when all
doesn't
that
make
went
any fucking
down,
sense.
When all that went down, right, Irate Bear and I were in a stream, and he told me that I got a little mention by Tilde, and I had not heard about this. I didn't know about the hour-long video he did on you. And I went through that with a freaking tooth comb just to find it where he mentioned me. I was like, oh my god. Tiddle. Well, according to Kevin Logan, I'm a Teal Deer clone. So Tiddle Deer Pie noticed me. I actually got my news set idea from Vernaculus. So I guess he's senpai. Sorry.
The thing is the thing is, when it comes down to that whole skeptic clone thing, I looked past it from what he was saying, because what he was saying there, right, was, oh, look at that, because he was like, the criticism was that loads of people got his suits, and I was like, that's not criticism. That's an observation, right? That's an observation of the reality. But what you're trying to say in this is that their opinions are worth less or something because they have these suits, because everyone's just generic or something. That's the point of the criticism, which he tries to hide, and he really tries to hide that. And that's the point that I was making very clearly in the video. And he doesn't like it. If you've read his mind stuff, you'll know that.
Oh god, too. Yeah. He does like minds. I have read a number of his blogs, and I do like the one with his cat, and yeah, he does write some interesting ones. So I'm not going to be like, he mentioned, and quite right. Actually, before I do that, when he did the I am skeptic, whatever that video, when he had the avatar with the moving backdrop in the suit, I had one criticism, and it wasn't the content, 'cause it's whatever. It was the head. Every time he changed the expression, it wasn't in the head moved a slight amount.
It was.
It bothered me so. It bothered me so much. Bear in mind, I have as you noted, my avatar has eye movements and expressions, but the avatar doesn't move because Christina has lined it up. She did it, and that was perfect. And
that's the thing. Like, I didn't take the piss when I saw that. I didn't take the piss because there's part of me that was like, yeah, but criticizing it when he's obviously just, because in my head I'm like, he's obviously take the piss, but that's the point of the. That's like when you see snarky taking the piss, fucking feminist fucking satire. Same shit, right? This is the same stuff I'm looking at. He's doing this snarky fucking satire, which is basically like supposed to have criticism involved in it. So that's how you've got to look at it. And that's why when I'm sat here going, like, I could sit there all day going, you can't even get your fucking animation right. And this is really easy to do, yeah? Really easy. It's lazy animation. Come on, man. You can't even get it right. But there's no point. Like, I just couldn't be asked to point it out.
But he did,
because then he'd be like, oh, it's a joke, bro.
He had a blog not so long ago that I did actually quite enjoy, where he points out the ad revenue issue. And yes, Miss Shadowpaint, the very first avatar you drew of my avatar, and you took it from real pieces put together to cartoon, I have it hung on a canvas above my bed. Yes, because I loved it so much. But he did one on the Adpocalypse, and the mentioning of all the content creators that there was a lot of people hysterically going on about how.
Yeah, people were pissed off.
And he pointed out
that they'd lost like.
Yeah, but he also pointed out rightly that the majority of people were getting their ads back when they contested it. It was just like an extra procedure, almost a formality, because for the most part, most of my videos, in fact, all since the Kevin Logan one I did, all of them have got the monetization back. And yes, okay, it does mean I did lose monetization for the most important part, i.e. the first 24 hours, but I still got it back. And he was right to point it out. He's very good at pointing that kind of crap out. It's just, it's like a relationship. It's not what you said; it's how you said it. Quite a lot of the time.
But it's like I'm that sort of person who's like I've said to people over the monetization thing, and I've said this to the people who like watch me as well. The monetization, people call it a demonetization. It's not. It's not all adverts are. You may get an advert or two here or there. Maybe you might, because it depends if advertisers are on at that point who don't give a shit. Because there are some people who are just like, yeah, just put it on all the fucking. I don't care. There are those advertisers out there that are just like, because all YouTube's done is gone like, okay, that's all they've done. You'll have Anita Sarkeesian or whoever the fuck's at the top, the Anita Sarkeesian type, who sat at the top, who's gone, you know what? We're just going to give them an extra box to tick to see if they're okay with it actually going on all platforms. That's the point. That is the point.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Oh god,
that was a frustrating
and people
time
are just
though,
like,
wasn't
yes,
it?
I don't care.
How many of those videos?
I still get orange stuff all the time.
Really? Well, I do too. In fact, my most recent one was in this onesie. I think it was about the putting children onto puberty blockers. But I got the monetization back, considering how blunt I was calling it child abuse. I am surprised. But yeah, fuck it.
My Pagan Minotaur stuff just went green today.
Yeah.
By the way, it went green like about an hour ago.
I think
like
the
that.
stream has gone green.
I've got
now.
things that have been. Oh, nice. That'd be cool. I know it might go back to. Have you ever had the orange to green to orange, and then you've got to get it back again?
I sent a picture of that to YouTube when I got the email saying, "Oh, these videos are suitable for monetization," and then for them to go orange again.
Like I get really annoyed by it. Like there are some of it that are still like not suitable, and it's been confirmed by manual review. So my Antifa-reing, where they basically shout at the police and stuff like that, and then the police let the person go. It was the most cooked thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
That one got confirmed by manual review to not suitable for most advertisers. Most. Whatever that means. There's some left.
Toys R Us
that get by it like the. Like they didn't care about me showing Tilde's hypocrisy. They didn't care about that. They don't care about whether traps are gay or not. That's fine. Christy Winters you can talk about. What else have we got here? I'll let you know. Like seriously, BLM is sue-proof. Dr. Seuss is racist. Guns are a disease with Newsy. That's fine. That one got through to green apparently. There's a few that get through. There's a few that did. Like I've got quite a few that do turn back to green, and I do get away with a lot of them. But like all of my old videos. They're just never going to get reviewed.
Yeah,
they're just never going to be reviewed.
There's little to know when they first introduced it, and they said within 30 days, I knew damn well most of my content, like about 200 videos, were not going to get reviewed, and that's fine.
Apparently, sorry, have you heard now that like if you're a new, this is the thing. Like I know people are like, hey, should I become a new YouTuber? And I was like. Yeah, but right, I'm going to throw this out there and I'm going to be really, really, really kind to people. If you are, the best thing that you can do is make the most clickbaity first video ever that's based on whatever politics of that time, just to get you a load of clickbait 10,000 views, because at that point, the cunts will then allow you to actually monetize if you want to start making a slight living. I won't even say a living off this. It's like you make what, maybe about £400, £500 a month, maybe. Or something like that from YouTube, which I do daily.
You make a lot more.
That's what I'm doing daily. I make daily content though, dude.
The only reason I do twice a week is because I burn out.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. You do twice a week, but I do every day. This is the thing. It's like if you look at the difference between like mine, yours, irate bears, and other people's social blades, is that I'll have a better average on the day. But then I've also got that. The thing is that I've got a video going well, I'd say viral. It's coming up to about 200,000 views, which is that. Dude, I did the most minimal editing work I've ever done. All I did was the best bits from the Ben Shapiro thing, and I made a thumbnail.
Isn't it really insulting that? Even my best videos are the ones that I honestly put the least amount of effort into.
That's what it's really weird. I know it's like that's why I try to put back. That's why I like making videos, because when people donate in super chats, when people like are patrons and stuff like that, I want to work for that. Do you know what I mean? Like I really want to fucking work for that. And then it's like and that's the thing, and it almost like you get desensitized away from it by YouTube, because they're like, you'll make money if you do a live stream and get like, if I get a $10 super chat, that's worth more than one of my videos that I can spend 8 hours trying to produce.
That's actually a point,
in a 2-hour stream.
Super chat for the last 2 months has been the only reason I managed to earn anything off YouTube. I'm
the same.
That was
I'm
quite.
exactly the same.
That's actually. I remember talking to you about this and it does bring up another subject we can go into in a minute. About certain vegan debates and how well you did off those. Not just. I'm not saying you made fucking mountains of cash off those debates. I mean also about the debates themselves. I think are quite fascinating.
I didn't make a penny on the Vegan Gains one. I just did the debate.
Oh, it wasn't really. Oh, I thought it was the. I was going to include the Ask Yourself one as well.
No, the Ask Yourself, I got quite a bit of a donation from that. I actually made quite a bit on that super chat. I think some people. I didn't even read the super chat though. Like I was obviously in the debate, and then afterwards I was like, "Holy fuck!" People have like donated like $50 to like really have a go at fucking like him and go like, "You're missing out this fucking point about how stupid this is about vegans." And I was just like, no. So I went through at the end. I think it was Hellbound Heathen who actually donated quite a lot to that stream. So thank you, Hellbound Heathen.
I was watching
and I think,
that.
Possibly Conservative Russian.
I was watching that stream with Ask Yourself with Jack Green. And he and I watched it, and after about 45 minutes, we were like, I swear this moral objectivity, or whatever it's called, argument has just looped. And we were both like, fuck this, I'm going to play video games. I just can't be bothered. But I'm watching the super chats, and I'm like, fuck me, I bet you anything he's going to eat a much better pizza than he did last time he had super chat.
Yeah. Oh my god,
the punishment pizza.
I swear down though, like that. What really pisses me off is that he actually came onto. I think it was the vegan. Well, actually, I think it was the Pagan Minotaur video I did. He actually came to comment on it. Ask Yourself, and he was like, "You still got owned in that debate, though." And I was just like, "Dude, you wouldn't stop asking the same question and let me actually answer. You actually got to the point where every time I went to speak, you spoke over me." And it was really annoying because the point I was trying to make to him was, you're asking me on a hypothetical level, if a human doesn't have moral agency, would I kill them? And I'm saying to you, a human without moral agency to me is like an omnivorous, rabid animal, almost like a 28 days later zombie. That's how I envision that, right? So yes, I think I would definitely kill that. You see a lot of people probably trying to kill like these ravenous things. That's how I'd see it, because it doesn't have any moral agency. What you're telling me is that, and that's the hypothetical. That's what you're creating, right? So I'm saying yes, I would kill them then. And in the reality, humans do have moral agency, and that they're saying, oh, so why don't you kill psychopaths? Because you can't demonstrate they don't have the moral agency. Does that not make sense? Oh, you can't demonstrate they don't have that. Or they don't have because they have the capacity, and it just oh god, it's so stupid. And I find it hilarious because here's the worst thing. Here's the worst argument about vegans, and I thought about this after my Vegan Gains discussion. I actually tweeted at him on Twitter with it. He's not responded. But I said, Vegan Gains, if you think that, because this is the thing, they always say that morals are based on empathy. Okay, morals are based on empathy. If a human doesn't have empathy, then they can't. If things don't have empathy and all that, that's what he's trying to say. And he's trying to say animals have empathy. They can apparently demonstrate this, which I don't think it demonstrates empathy. I think it's sometimes almost. I could see it. You could see it as probably an automatic response or a way to save the species or something like that. They'll try and help the same type, because that's what the experiments show. We went through this because he was like a white mouse might not always save a darker like mouse if it's a black mouse, but like a black mouse will save a black mouse. There's racism for you guys in mice. Racist mice. But no, it's just one of those things. I think it's. Yeah, I think it's more. I think it's no, but I do think it is. I think it's saving a certain genes or something like that in some way. You could probably put it down to that. But let's say they do demonstrate empathy. Let's just give it that. Let's say that they can demonstrate empathy. Fair enough. I don't mind them saying that because I can understand that. Morals aren't based on empathy, guys. Let's be clear about this. If morals were based on empathy, charities would be mandatory. To pay to charity would be mandatory. It'd be morally mandatory because morals are based on empathy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. It'd be the empathy, right? That's what we base our morals and ethics and all the things in our laws on. Always. It doesn't work like that. Morals are nothing more than it's just an abstract concept. That's all it is. They're abstract concepts, subjective abstract concepts. That's all they are. But either agreed on by a mass. That's it, by the majority. It's the best way of putting it across.
Right.
So when the majority agrees that it's okay to eat meat, then fine, eat meat. Are there problems with the farming industry? Yeah. Do we see that there are issues? Yeah. Do I think you can get rid of farming completely? No. Do I think you could have minimized farming? Yeah, I think you could probably get to that point one day. Yeah, I do. I really do. And he got to this point, they always get to this other one. Sorry, go on.
Because of recent developments in genetics with regards to creating meat, yes. I've always wondered. I haven't asked a vegan, so I'm very curious as to whether or not they'd still consider that a form of animal cruelty. You know, the manufacturing of meat.
Well, this is the thing. They don't see an issue, I don't think, with making a synthetic meat because I don't think they'd eat it, but I think they'd choose not to eat it. But they would say that people could have the synthetic meat because that's the point. I was about to say, like, he brought up it was like, so he said, so would you see it as immoral to kill animals if you had this synthetic meat? Right, so if you had this synthetic meat, tastes better than normal meat, quicker and easier to get a hold of and make more of than producing these cows, would you say that it's immoral for someone to kill an animal? And I was like, no. I would say, and he was like, well, what do you mean? I say, if someone decides that they don't want to eat something made in a lab and they just want to make their own, like if they want to actually feed an animal and stuff and grow it and then kill it when the right timing is right so that they can eat, that's their choice.
Mm-hmm.
We're the apex predators. It's just how it works. I don't think that. And I think it would be wrong if they were like, you can't kill any animals now because we can make synthetic meat. I think that would be pushing it a bit too far because you then take away someone's choice, and now they have to have the thing made in a lab, which you're not going to have everyone. People aren't even happy with GMOs now, even though I think GMOs would be a benefit to an extent to the planet.
Yeah, you and I agree on this. I agree with you on this one.
Yeah. I think they can be a benefit to the planet, GMOs, in loads of different ways, but at the same time, I totally understand and I respect someone's right to not want to eat them and want to have fresh, organic grown. Yeah,
that's just it's like people's freedom to speak. Always supporting it. You know, it's a personal choice if you want to say something really shitty or not. If that makes sense. Kind of taking that stance of being free and being able to choose for yourself, as opposed to the other side, which is always very authoritarian.
Mm.
Well, I've watched a number of videos where people respond to people who talk about animal rights. So mostly vegan channels, and I've watched a number of videos, and the argument is always this like crux argument of, what are you going to do to fix this then? And I'm like, well, that's it. I don't understand this now. You're not really debunking them. You're agreeing that even if the person in the video is saying that they even if they in the video say that the person who they're responding to says that they know it's wrong but they choose to do it anyway because they enjoy the taste. There's no, I don't really know how to explain it. It just seems redundant.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. They would say that, but that's their whole argument. They think that, just because you enjoy the taste, you shouldn't be allowed to impose your will upon another sentient being. And I'm like, but you kill flies. They're sentient. So what's that argument? That's where it dies. And then it's like, oh no. And this is the thing. Vegan Games agreed to, he agreed that minimized farming would be needed. You couldn't just get rid of it. I demonstrated that. He also demonstrated that he knows fuck all about bone meal, blood meal, or fish meal when it comes to agriculture, right? He has no idea about that, but he thinks that we could definitely sort out, or we could definitely just, have all the crops and stuff sorted by renewable, plant-based fucking manures and stuff like that, which, because we can't farm animals for their shit either. We can't do that. So this is the thing. So I was like, and I got him to the point where he at least agreed to minimize farming, right? He agrees there's a hierarchy within species, or to an extent, or within animals, or to the point where you have different levels of sentience. And he knows that we understand more, because he understands we have higher levels of thinking on abstract concepts when it comes to gods or writing fiction and stuff like that, and being creative, things that you won't see within animals because they can't demonstrate that. They can learn concepts of right and wrong, I think, to an extent, or at least positive and negative reinforcement. I totally think they can. I just don't think they can understand the abstract concept behind that. So as an example, like if someone says to you, "Oh, you don't murder," you'll know why you don't murder and stuff like that, because you don't want to take the life of the other. But then you can also understand the abstract concept behind that. Then you have people that do murder, and then they rationalize that with another abstract concept as to why they did that. And it can either be rationalized that we can understand the self-defense. It can be rationalized in other ways of more subjective and pure emotion, but it's still a way of justifying it. It's why we have psychopaths that will, as he tried to explain when he went through, like, we have psychopaths that follow the law. They have no empathy because they're psychopaths, but they can follow a social contract. And I was like, but would you not say that is moral agency to understand the difference between right and wrong? Do you have to be able to tell the difference between right and wrong. So if you know that, I don't kill anyone because the law says don't kill anyone, whether you understand the concept behind that, you can at least go, I'm not doing that because that is, I see that as wrong morally. Well, I've got to take that on board as morally wrong. And you can see the difference between right and wrong.
When you were...
and it's just baffling to me.
Yeah. When you were talking to Vegan Gains, much like Suit Yourself, I managed about half an hour before, I noticed a trend. And it's like I don't know, Suit Yourself, I think he referenced it as almost like a typical vegan debate. It always follows a path at that point. How did you manage to get Vegan Gains to agree to debate you anyway?
Well, he came to me on Twitter and stuff like that saying, hey, we should debate sometime. And I said, okay, let's do this then. We'll do this on my channel. And he's like, oh, why don't you do it on my bigger channel? And I went, because I know you've got OBS and a better computer than mine, and we might as well both get views. Fuck it. Because what's the fucking point? I don't see the point in not doing that. I'd rather, because the fact that I've got to go through another vegan debate, it's not appealing to me. Like, it really isn't.
Are you just,
at the same time, though, I can chat to Vegan Gains. I've not planned a third, but I think that Jack Green guy or whatever his name, I know there's a vegan who I think wanted to debate me.
He's a nice guy. He's all right.
Yeah, I've not spoken to Jack Green much, really. I think I saw his video, but I didn't agree with him because I think he got kind of lost. I don't think he understood where I was coming from either. When I tried to explain, I had to explain it in his comment section. I was like, 28 days later, zombie versus human. Would you kill which one? Would you kill one of them? Oh, but they're both human. It's like that's the thing. It's like you saw him turn an apple into an orange. Here's a cow, here's a human, apple and orange. Okay, now take away the traits from the apple that make it the apple and make it the orange. Okay, right? Would you still eat that orange because if you like oranges? You'd eat the orange, wouldn't you? So why won't you eat this orange now? I've now made it into the orange. Of course I'd eat the orange then, but you've made it into the orange. It's not an apple anymore. It's not hard what you've done here. Like, it's like that's how basic it was. It was just it's stupid. It really was. That's all it was. When you look back at it, I was just like, as if he just did apples and oranges for like the last half an hour of that stream before he started repeating the apples and oranges question like he thought he had something. It was fucking disgusting.
There was nothing there. He had nothing. It was embarrassing. I almost cried, okay?
Oh, God. That's the thing. I was just sat there. After he went, I was pissed off. I was pissed off with the whole thing. And I thought, God, if he's like... And that's the thing, but I actually found Vegan Gains to be more level-headed than Ash Yourself. Ash Yourself was more like, I'm preaching this at you. You need to take this on board. I have a place where I need to go with this. And I was like... And I was kind of more...
trying to teach it, didn't he? It's like, you must learn this.
I feel I was more lenient with him, and I was like, sure, let's just go down this path then. Like, because I just thought, fuck it, let's have fun. Whereas with Vegan Games, when I was talking with him, he tried to do the same thing, and he tried to do exactly what JstLink did, but I fucking called him on it immediately. And he tried doing it in the stream. There's a point in the stream where he turns around and he talks about sentient beings, right? This is the thing. He talks about sentience, and he's like, oh, well, would you say it's kill another sentient being? And I was like, well, he goes, what do you mean sentient? And I was like, because some people would say that plants are sentient, and yes, there are studies actually that show that, because sentience can be seen as, it's seen as taking on board, what's it called? What is it? Stimuli from your environment. It's responding to stimuli. So if a plant responds to sound, or if a plant responds to light, it's responding to stimuli in its environment, technically seen as sentience. That's how basic it can be, right? But if we're going to come off the level of that, and I even took that off the table, there's still them flies that you've got to kill that are pet with pesticides, right? That are definitely, because he got to the point where he's like, sentience, like the ability to, he said, I think it's the ability to show like pain from when you're being tortured. And I went, what, like when you pull the wings off a fly? And he was like, oh no, but you're going all over the place. And I went, no, we're talking about fucking sentience. Like that's the thing, because he tried doing that as well. He went, oh no, but you're completely changing it. No, we're talking about fucking sentience.
I love that accent.
And just like an animal control.
You do a very good Vegan Gains accent.
Oh my god, Vegan Gains! It's like,
and
I wake up, I have my muesli in my bowl.
I thought he was a roid user as well.
He just constantly, every time he gets to the end of a sentence, he just sounds like. Sometimes, like, I don't get me wrong, it's just sometimes he's like, he feels like he said it a million times, and it's like, stop being patronizing like that. Do you not think I've said this a million times to vegans? Fucking hell. He's like, yeah, but like, we're going down this road of like, it's just, that's how he always sounds. It's like,
did you, because obviously I couldn't listen to the whole thing, did you broach the subject, and it got mentioned in the chat as well, about like the animal kingdom, other animals that are predators and are meat eaters, dealing with them as well, or was it just a human issue?
Yeah, we very slightly. We got to the point where I pointed out snakes, right? And I was like, "Do you think?" And I was like, and he was like, "Oh yeah, my friend's got rid of that snake because they'd have to farm to get the mice to give that you can buy at the shop to feed them." Like, and I was like, and he was just like, and he was like, "Oh no, I don't agree," but he doesn't agree with it. He doesn't agree with animal keeping and stuff like that, even though he has got a friend who's got a snake. But he's like, he doesn't agree with it. It's just really weird though. But he doesn't agree with it though. He doesn't think people should have animal meat eaters or own snakes. And I was like, do you think that snakes actually? Because he was trying to explain that he thinks that snakes can be loving and stuff. And I was like it or not, if you're dead, that snake will probably eat you first. Like if it finally gets free from its cage or something like that. Like it's going to try and eat you. Like it's like if you have cats and you die and the cats have nothing to eat and no one finds your body for a while, guess who they feed on? You. Like that's just the way this shit is. Like that's how the animal kingdom runs with predatory animals. But we didn't really, but I really didn't get onto that path with him, and I really should have done with the whole, because I felt like I'd gone over it with Ask Yourself, and I think that's why I didn't. Again, where I kind of tried to explain to him, like, if you say that humans should stick to this value, this is why, because I kept thinking, well, do you see us on the same level as animals? And I think Vegan Games said he didn't. So I was like, right, so you see us as a higher level. So you see the difference between us. Oh, right, you don't see the, what?
Yeah,
that's God, it's just annoying. That just doesn't, like, these are the things that don't make sense. Whereas Ask Yourself, I'm guessing sees us on the same level or something. And that's why I was like, well, if we're on the same level, why are we applying this to ourselves, but we can't apply this to... You'd never apply this to a creature like that. But that's the thing. Vegan Gains does agree with certain farming in parts of the world, because he's like, oh, well, there are aborigines and stuff that will need to eat because it's the only way they can survive. And for them, it's more of a... That's why I said to him, if you live in a land of convenience, is at the point. If you live in a land of convenience, you shouldn't eat meat, because you can conveniently get vegan food and stuff like that, whether your body can take it or not. And he went, what do you mean whether your body can take it? Like if you've got Crohn's, like a lot of people with Crohn's, like because you know how vegetation, you digest it quicker. Yeah, it fucks up the digestive system. They need a slower process, which is meat-based diets. Yeah, just throwing that out there. And he was like, oh, I don't really know about that, but I think you can work something out. It's like, it's kind of how it is.
Well, someone in the chat, Admiral Thunder Bunny, pointed out something that actually you pointed out to an extent. Maybe we should tell vegan gains that steroids are made from animal byproducts. Not the same thing, but you did in fact point out that he uses something that used out of animal products anyway.
Yeah, I did. That's why he said he had no idea about it. I went through the blood meal, bone meal, and fish meal, which is used as fertilization. Alongside cow shits as well, but that's actually one of the biggest fertilizations. Because what do you think we do with the if we don't make black pudding out of the blood and stuff like that? What do you think we do with the bones? We use it into bone meal. We use it as fertilization.
Yeah, we do.
So it's like, and this is the thing. It's like we fertilize crops with this stuff. And then he was like, I don't really have any idea about that, but I think that we could change and he's like, this is the thing is, he was like, I think we could change like agriculture. And I was like, but we can't change agriculture if you don't know these parts of the agriculture. How can you, if you're not factoring in it all, how can you change anything? You're not even taking it on board. You're saying let's get rid of this, and I'm saying how are you going to grow crops when you're also taking away by farming? You're taking away our manure. You're taking away our fish meal, bone meal, blood meal.
Yeah, taking away mucking of the fields, as simple as it is bad. The ground will be stagnant. The crops will not be efficient.
I don't think we move. The thing is that I think because I actually went to look at his mind. Well, probably the next day or something like that. And I thought I'd check it out to see what, because he continued his stream after, and I obviously continued mine. And he was just like, yeah, I think he had a lot of inconsistencies in his argument. And I was just like, are you fucking serious? Inconsistencies? What about missing out a massive factor of agriculture when you're changing agriculture? Like, that's just bonkers. Like, but like I pointed that out to him, and there is, if you want to go through my fucking stream, there is a physical clip, if you can find it, of him going, oh, I don't really know about that. And then I literally call him out and go, what do you mean you don't know about it? Like, I literally go through that with it. I'm just like, what do you mean you don't know about it? How can you change agriculture? And I was like, you want to change a part of agriculture which massively uses, like you're saying, oh, we can still get the plant life and the yield that we get now. And you're taking away four different types of fertilization, right? 4 different types of fertilization you're taking out, and you're still going to get the same yield because you're also somehow going to get the yield as well to make the bioproducts needed to fertilize your crops. Mm-hmm. Fuck off. Just that's mental. That's mental. And then we're all gonna and don't forget, we're also gonna have to eat that grain that the cows get and stuff. That not so great grain. Yeah, we're also gonna have that as well because hey, we'll have that grain too because apparently that's on the menu when we get rid of cows. It does make sense. Yummy. That's why he did agree. But he agreed to minimize farming. I'm pretty sure in the stream we did get to that agreement, even if he did leave the stream saying I've got inconsistencies in my argument. It doesn't make any sense.
Face,
I know yeah. The thing is the moment that you have all these things though, and all these different industries that come from farming, you're just not going to get rid of it. It is so embedded in our culture. Yeah. Embedded. I swear down, it's embedded. You might be able to, like I said to him, you may be able to build more of a vegan community. More people may decide that they don't want to eat meat. We may develop synthetic meat in hypothetical land. You know what I mean? Like, there's even that one where you say we get invaded by other aliens, which,
oh, God.
In fact, I want to point this out.
Oh, dear God.
Can I throw this out? Because I actually said this at the end of my stream because we never got onto it. I really was looking forward to it. Right. Omegon, let's go through the hypothetical, okay? Right. So there's a dominant species, right? There's a dominant species that has come to the planet. I guess more advanced life form because they've traveled here through space, right? So they're a more advanced life form that has got here, right, from another distant planet. Because yes, we know that. They finally got here, and they're going to farm us, okay? And their question is like what, something like, how would you feel about that? Then, or do you not think that's wrong or something like that? And do you know what my whole thing to that is your hypothetical had to lead to, well, basically a superior life form. If the superior life form is also eating meat, what does that say to you about farming and eating meat? Just gonna throw that out there. like, what does that say? If you're only hypothetical superior life form that also eats meat, right? And I have to look at it and get, the whole point is look at it from the cow's point of view. I don't care. I have no choice in that situation. If they can dose me up with drugs and then turn me into their food, I'm farmed, mate, baby. That's how it works. They'll probably farm my sperm, make their own fucking cattle. Yeah, that's how it works, right? That's just how it works. You can't get away from that. It's shit, right? But it's just the fact that they have to go to that extent. I always think to myself, so the advanced life form eats meat? Oh, okay, that's telling me something about advanced life
when
forms.
when the Warskis had their debate, as bad as it was, and the alien thing had me in hysterics, I wish someone had pointed that out.
Oh man, no one does. Like, it just makes me laugh every time. Like, I always think of this shit. Like, there's in my brain. Like, I always think. I really try to think about it from you as well now. And I feel like there was a part where I kind of jumped the gun, and I've admitted this as well, where I was like, "Oh, you can't live off a vegan diet." You actually can. I'm going to throw that out there. You can. It's hard. I think it's going to be expensive as well, but you can actually do it, and only if your body can actually deal with that sort of. Well, basically, a lot of it's going to be synthetic nutrition. It's only if your body can deal with this, and some people can have this. I'm not saying that people can't. I just don't think the majority can. That's just how I feel. I don't think the majority can. But if, like I say, if you can, there are ways of having a vegan diet. You can get vitamin D3, that thing that you need. You can get that from lichen, so you can get a vegan source of the Cocalcepherol version of that. So, like, I've gone into this, and that's the best thing I think. I got Vegan Gains on, which he's never responded to, apart from when he said that I was apparently just attacking his character by basically showing him saying, "Here are some supplements that I use," and I was like, "They're from fish liver oils. They're derived. That's where the ingredients come from, dude."
Yeah,
just,
you can imagine.
The farming of the fish.
Can you imagine, like, some vegan being all up in your face about you eating a bacon sandwich, and they're there popping cod liver oil?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, that's the thing that I hate. Is like, Vegan's been doing this for years. He's been shouting at people for years, and while he was people, he's been popping these D3. I don't care if a month, 2 months, 5 months later, there is nowhere public him stating that he has changed his his actual supplements from the natural source vitamin D. What are they called? Are they called natural source or something? I forget what they're called. Some shit from Canada anyway. But he's getting those vitamin D3 thing. I did a whole video on it, the fishy supplements one. They come from fish litter, but he can get lichen D3. He can in his area. So I know, well, in Canada. So yeah, he can.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing. From my point of view, I was just like, when I saw that, after him having a go, like, because I was like, and this is the thing, the supplements that a lot of people get wrong. And he goes to her about how, you can get these supplements, not hard to get these things. And I went look, and I just thought, and I just went onto YouTube and went, Vegan Gains supplements. That's it. And I was like, here's the one where it talks about D3 and B12. Great. And then he goes through it, and he's like, and I was like, yeah, B12, cool. That is a vegan one. It's definitely vegan. It's not hard to get B12 vegan. All right, okay, nice one. We've also got a D3, which is really hard to get unless it says lichen on it or it says vegan. That's what the bottle will say every fucking time, because they have to make you aware. And apparently, according to somebody, they said, some apologetic came to me and went, Vegan Gains said that he said that he contacted them and they told him that it was vegan. I went, bollocks. Like, Alenska's in the chat. She actually rang them as well for me. And they said, if it doesn't say vegan on the packet or in the description, it's not vegan.
Well, an interesting point about a lot of the vegan debates I see, when it comes to changing your diet and taking supplements. Supplements are like, I would argue they're like taking medicine. The body can only take in so much of it, and then the rest of it's waste until your body either adapts to it or suffers, and you end up changing your diet again. You're kind of fucked, because the body has to learn to take the nutrients from something else, and that's not going to happen for quite a while.
Well, the thing is that, when it comes to it, it's not like, your body will take it on board. They will take on board D3, whether it comes from lichen or whether it comes from meat or wherever it's coming from, or fish, basically, wherever it's coming from, that your body will absorb, especially when it's cocalcepherol, because your body will get D3, though. You can get it from sunlight, so it's not like you can't get it from sunlight. If you get 30 to half an hour a day in actual good sunlight, the thing is, I know that's hard for him because he's in the north, he's in Canada. It's hard for me in the north in the UK, so that's the reason why I know he's on the D3 and stuff like that. And he tells people to take it because you really do. I can still get it in meat products and fish products, so I'm okay as well for that. So, but if I do get some like sunlight and stuff, then you get a bonus as well, you know. But it's D3, it goes into your body and stuff like that from sunlight, and then over time it processes through your body into cocalcepherol, which is the active ingredient which is inside these, obviously. Now, your body can absorb this stuff. Of course it can. I would say there are slightly different absorption rates that show in studies between synthetic and natural, definitely. But there are different. It really does depend. This is the thing. It really does depend on what synthetic supplement it is. It really does, because some of them are faster, some of them are slower, some of them are the same. It's really inconclusive when it comes through with all the studies. I've seen studies that are against 4 and literally inconclusive. So, like, it's one of those things. Like, so I can understand people taking it as a diet because there's nothing really against it, because there's nothing really for it. So it's one of those things where I suppose you can, but I mean, people who are living off these supplements though as well, like, this is just absorption rate through the body though, so it can be done, but it's just, I think if you're living off this, like, I think there's just more that you get from amino acids and the differences within your food when you eat like a meal in comparison to, I'm just going to pop a few pills today and then have some muesli with some vegan milk that's laced with D12 or B12 or whatever it is, like that sort of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh god, that must be so. I've got almond milk. Yeah, just living off almond milk.
Oh, almond milk. Yeah. My niece is lactose intolerant, so she has to have goat milk instead. And I honestly can't tell the difference.
A lot of people are.
I'm not, luckily.
A lot of people are lactose intolerant. I drink milk all the fucking time. I really am not lactose intolerant, but the thing is that lactose intolerant is it's, I don't know, it's really weird to look at it like this from a point of view, but it's almost like I see it as like an old gene, like, because there was a point obviously where you'd have breastfeeding to a certain age within human history anyway, and human evolution, where you would cut off then. And you wouldn't be able to actually have milk, and milk would actually be quite deadly to people. And then we actually kind of evolved past that, like, because we started using it a lot more within diets and baking and stuff like that. And more people got used to the diet. And then, but there's still obviously that gene still out there where people have, lactose intolerance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, I just make it, it's one of those things. It's like, it's one of those things when people have any form of I always find them quite fascinating. Allergies and stuff like that. It's like fish and shit. Like,
mm-hmm.
Not you, obviously. Like, if people had allergies to fish, they won't be here. Like,
I have allergies. It's really. I have allergies, and it's really irritating. But I don't eat the products anyway, so it doesn't matter to me too much.
Do you have fish allergies? Or
no, just shellfish.
Just shellfish.
Oh, I'm mustard, of course.
I must have. I'm sure I have some form of fish allergy somewhere. Like, I have an allergy to sticking plasters. Like Band-Aids. I suppose Americans will call them. I Band-Aids. Like, if you put it, I have an allergy to the glue on them, and I think but it comes from like a certain fish or something. There's somewhere where the glue comes from.
It comes from the yeast from a dirty vagina. He's actually allergic to dirty vaginas.
I basically have, like, every time I've had a gash on my leg, it's just become a dirty, infected gash.
Oh, really?
Vagina gash, yeah.
I love that. Beware of darkness. So, when are we moving on to why Cog is a massive fag?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is where we're going on to now. Now I've read
well,
that's when it went to trying to get penises into there.
Yeah, why not? Of course. I think if the chat has any questions, then definitely ask why you're such a massive fag. You can explain why you're a massive fag.
Why am I a massive fag?
Oh, it's a mystery, isn't it?
There are so many gay things about me. I mean, my fiance's obviously a woman, but that has nothing to do with this. This is nothing to do with my faggotry. My faggotry comes from, I'm guessing speaking, diction.
Oh,
I don't know how this works.
Hang on, what's that thing that happens and people give you? Is it because of your super chats? They give you long words on purpose.
Yeah, my super chat. Some people. There was definitely a stream, and I try and do where people sent me long words as a super chat, so that I would try and say the long word because my dyslexia fucks me.
What was the one that got you the worst?
I really can't repeat it right now because it's just let me just go to my super chat. Let me just see if I can find this. I should have
Cool. I'll read the chat while you're doing that.
And I'll try and say it again.
Cognitive thought: when are you coming to America, or did you do it already and I missed it? He hasn't left yet.
It'll be in December, 1st to the 4th. It'll be.
That was Beware of Darkness, by the way. I watched his.
1st to the 4th.
So go on.
1st to the 4th of December is when I'll be coming over. I bought the tickets, but I've got to ring up to reconfirm with the airlines and shit like that. So
I watched Beware of Darkness's video earlier on this woman who lifts a child almost off the ground and smashes their backside with a belt. And that's child abuse. I remember that as a kid.
Is that the one with?
Go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I saw that, and I see it as child abuse from one point of view because how it's seen nowadays. But back in the day, that wasn't child abuse.
Yeah, no. As I pointed out, I was going to point out. I did point out in his comments. I had that as a child. I remember not feeling my legs for a week. Now I
had fucking metal spoon smacking my ass. Fuck the belt. That belt's leather. That's soft, spoon. Lucky fucker.
We had the wooden spoon as well. But
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
No,
I was going to say, don't get me wrong. It is child abuse. Nowadays, 2017, that shit's child abuse. Because we've all seen Super Nanny. We've all seen that you can just talk to your kids and try and get on that level. And we're not basically children of the 50s. No, we're children of the 50s.
When it happened to me as a kid, I did get my own back eventually. When it was found out that my dad had been a little bit on the cheating side, and I caught him in the back of the knee with a claw hammer at the age of 9. Seemed only fair. And Alenska donated $5 to say Omegon should stop having fags on his show. He's better than that. And yeah, I did a Streamlabs thing, so I've got a tentacle gif on the screen.
Oh no, it's
I set that up earlier. That's Thank you very much, Alenska. But yeah, I remember getting the wooden spoon. I remember getting the belt. I remember getting hit really hard. It fucking caned. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Oh man.
Yeah,
seriously, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. Like,
when I was a kid, right, my dad caught me. My dad caught me climbing on the kitchen counter to get a cupcake, and I didn't. And my mum at 2 a.m, she snuck pizza to me. But from about 4 p.m. till then, I was sat on the bedroom floor because I couldn't get up. He was brutal, and I just.
So I had all this. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I've actually.
I was going to say like. This it's really weird. It's like I can almost picture a point in my life where I almost saw the changing point in time where abuse was seen, or at least in my life where I perceived it to be seen as more than what it used to be in my head. So I grew up from about the age of 0 to 10 or whatever. Like I've grown up and I've obviously been slapped on the ass with metal spoons, slapped across, clipped around the ear. That's what it's known as. You'll get a clip around the ear roll, right? So it's like so clip around the ear roll.
What's it called when it's a clenched fist?
All these different things would have come.
Because I remember getting
what's that called?
Yeah,
it depends on the angle. If it kind of hits you like upwards and like kind of skims the corner of the top of your head, then apparently that's just a clip around the ear.
For me, when I saw it as a kid, I always saw it as an overhand right, which is an actual boxing punch. I'm like, as an adult now, I see those punches as fucking deadly. As a kid, less than 5 without a fully formed skull, it's kind of like, how much brain damage am I going to get today? I'm lucky I turned out as well as I did, to be honest.
Fucking hell. No, I know what you mean. Like it's fucking. It's one of those things. It's like I think I got lucky though, because like I got to like the age of about 10. Like I think my brothers went through a lot, because I had older brothers, you see. So I think they may have gone through a bit more, but I just don't remember it. So I got to about the age of 10, and then there was this whole thing where my brothers, who were at the age of like 14, well actually they'd be about 14 and 15 or something like that. They decided to basically, or 14, 16, something like going on 16, they decided to blame my parents or go to social services based over abuse. So that was almost a change. I like almost saw my parents realize more that it was abuse, and that's kind of what made me realize that it was abuse. Like, because but it was almost like I understood it as discipline. So it's really weird. It's like I understood it as discipline, but I can also now see it as abuse. So there was like a changing point in my head because I kind of saw my parents realize that as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. God. I just remember them like because they obviously social services turned up, kids got taken away, they nearly lost me and my younger brother, and then there was this whole fucking thing where they ended up moving away from where they were because my older brothers were still little shits, they were still little chavvy shits, so they used to come around the house and like throw stuff at the window and shit like that because they were knobheads, right?
You have so many siblings. You've got so many siblings. How do you maintain contact with all of them?
They're not really. They're all over the fucking place. There's fucking like me and my eldest brother. Like we don't really talk mainly because there's such a gap. There's like we've got like what is it like? How many years gap is there between me and him now? There's like it's like 16, 17 years or something like that. So it's like there's really no. Like, I don't really remember him growing up like that. I mean, before he left home and did all his stuff and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, and I see him and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's my brother. But there's no real, like, oh, yeah, hi. Like, I've spoken to him a little bit, but not much. But he's a busy guy as well. So, but yeah, there's, like I say, I've got a big family. Like, I've got 7 brothers. So, yeah.
I've got 3 sisters. And I'm not, I mean, I live with one of them and I see them, that one and the other 2 virtually every day. But even though they're there, I'm not close. I've always been a fairly distant person. I'm there if you need me. I just don't care enough to get involved in problems. And by the way, Alenska, you are a terrible person. You are a terrible person. She wrote in the chat that something about a paddle when she wrote when she went, if you could write your name on it, you could be swatted. So she wrote her sister's name on it. Terrible. I gave you a wrench. Love it.
In fact, yeah, I'm missing my wrench. This is terrible. You give my fiance a wrench. Yeah, I knew there was something.
I must have gone through them recently and like just removed everyone. Been like, fuck everyone.
I love how I think I've come on here a few times and it's like, oh, Alesska's got. I think I was on here last time going, give me a wrench. Fiance's got a wrench, and you were just. I can't remember who you were talking to. I just remember just in the chat going, oi. Oh my god. Oi. Oh god. So in depth in conversation.
Yeah, that's what I did was I just let you go and managed to get it to go to an hour and a half. That's not bad.
That's kind of what I do for people's channels. I give them extra what do they call it? In the analytics, watch time.
Yeah.
Audience retention.
I can't wait to see you go on Suit Yourselves because he's quite a slow speaker as well. I mean, I can speak faster, but I choose not to because I just sound ridiculous. But with you being quite a fast talker and you talk a lot, not in a rude way, but that's just your way. It'd be very interesting to see that discussion.
Oh god, I know I do talk a lot.
It's not a bad thing.
Okay. I know. It's one of those things I've always been positive. I've always seen it as I don't know whether it's a negative sometimes though.
I used to get told I
can't do anything about it.
It's just one of those things. As an adult, I think it's useful, especially with content creation. You make it more entertaining to be able to continually talk and stay on topic.
So do I? I think I tangent a lot though.
I think some of it always loops back.
Motherfucker.
I think it loops back. It did on this stream.
I think I do. I think I can do that from time to time. There are times when I just lose it.
It's not like the last time we streamed and it was you, me, and I think Irate Bear, and we were talking about politics for an hour, and then the final 3 minutes talking about Irate Bear's meaty man jam. Oh dear God! That made me cry.
Yeah, I know I talk fast. Like, I've smoked an entire blunt during the stream to try and talk slow. Like, that's the thing. Like,
I didn't notice.
I know I do talk really fast. I can't help it. It's like I think it's another reason why I call myself cognitive thought is because I do process quite quickly and then kind of speak. But I'm already like a few sentences ahead of like where I'm navigating to, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I actually, that just reminds me. That reminds me of the you've mentioned your channel name, of course. The amount of times I've seen you in arguments on Twitter, and I think I've seen so many times people just throw cognitive dissonance at you, like it's new. It's like people who send me the picture of, I think it's a turkey with tentacles coming out of it.
I sent that to you.
I've been sent that so many times.
I said that the other day.
I know.
This is sacrilege.
I know. It's terrible as well. Oh my god. It's an abomination.
I think of you, though.
Can you imagine somebody actually ate? I mean, it doesn't like. I don't know if people do send it. Don't really care. It's quite a funny picture, but at the same time, who the fuck would eat that?
I know. This doesn't even sound that like squid and chicken. Oh. Like, that's why I sent it to you. I sent it to you the other day because I saw it on my feed. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god. And so I just retweeted. And I was just like, this is sacrilege.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting.
I've been tagged into conversations, right, that don't even involve me just because the word moist has come up. And there are people who have. And the person who's tagged me obviously knows who I am, but the person that has me now tagged in the conversation is like, who the fuck is this guy? Who's this prick? What's he doing here? The moistening. Yes, it's just terrible. Moistening. Yes. What?
Yeah. I don't know. I've like the last couple of days. Like I know I got a weird one. I think I got a weird tweet off Caramel Corn the other day. Like because someone like no, because after the whole Pagan stuff, he sent me a video. He was like, "Hey, bro, I know we've had some beef in the past, but like," and it's like an actual public video on my Twitter, and I was just like, "Who are you?" I've got a fucking clue.
He's
changed his fucking name.
He keeps getting kicked off Twitter and creating new accounts, and then asking me to DM him, and I'm kind of like, I don't check my DMs anyway. I've got someone who keeps DMing me, and the problem is, if I reply to someone, sometimes. And there are a couple who immediately then send me about 10 messages. And I'm like, I can't be fucked to reply to you now. It's not that you're not interesting. It's just either I'm working or I'm just not in the mood to reply to 10 messages. I just can't be bothered.
Yeah, no.
I don't tweet.
I've had that too. I think... I don't know. I enjoy, like... I think I always get, like... I get some decent messages. I got a lot of people who message me just like saying they enjoy my content and stuff like that. And then there've been people, like I say, who have like after the whole Pagan Minotaur thing, who were like, I agree on the whole bipolar thing and shit like that they should take the meds. There's a lot of things where people just like go that extra mile and stuff like that, and they'll come to your DM and they'll just like go, oh yeah, I've just seen this and stuff like that, and I like your opinions on it. And you can have a conversation with someone, and it's like, and it's not too bad. But then like. Then you just get a lot of people who are just like, hey, check out my new video.
Yep, had that. Don't like that too much. I don't mind it when it's people asking for me to give them criticism or constructive criticism.
I know.
I just have to find time to actually watch it. Or people who then...
video, like and share.
There was one, and it was Jack Green. When he did a response video to me for my collaboration with Some Dumb American, it was a vegan video. He contacted me directly on Facebook, like his actual Facebook account, to message me and say, look, I responded to you. Why are you so proud of this? I didn't say my bacon. Why do I care? I just that was very needy. Yeah,
you do get stuff like that. Like I think Pagan was like that to begin with because he was like, "Hey, I've done these vegan videos, done these fucking vegan videos." Don't care. Like I really don't care. Like that's the thing. I got that off. The thing is the reason why I didn't I didn't see that as anything bad from Pagan at the time was because I got that off a lot of people at that time. I did a vegan video, and I was like, fucking hell. You've seen it being responded to in every which way, shape, form.
Yeah. I think, like with smaller channels like his, it is because social commentary being what it is, and even if you want to include it, the skeptic community being what it is quite difficult to stand out unless you are. I don't know. It's weird. The more abrasive people I've noticed seem to do a lot better than, well, people like me. I'm not jealous, but it is quite interesting. Like, for example, Gemini's quite upfront, very blunt. White YouTuber's a massive whore, slut. Satirician, he grew because people quite like that style as well.
Yeah.
And it's not again, hard work does pay off, but I think and I'm curious. I'm very curious to see what Pagan Minotaur does next, content-wise. I'm quite interested.
I think it'll be the same. I think it'll be the same look, the same sound, and a really bad response, like an apology. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm expecting.
Just don't. And I do have advice, Pagan Minotaur, if you're listening. Don't do what the atheist gamer did. For fuck's sake, don't do it. Because that was embarrassing. Seems pretty reasonable. What do you think, Cog?
I don't know. It's like, do you reckon he's going to rebrand himself at some point? I think he will.
I know someone who has. Someone who once used, and they've been messaging myself and Skeptic Llama a lot, leaving comments on every single one of Llama's videos, asking me to take down the video I did in a collaboration with Llama, because even though he doesn't use he no longer uses the channel. He deleted the channel and the character he created. He doesn't hold these beliefs and views anymore. My view is simply, you made a shitty video. You don't even make videos now, but you made a really shitty video with really bad points about how black people shouldn't be police or in law enforcement or any positions of power whatsoever. Yes, your opinion's changed, but people still push these points.
Yeah, that's how I see it. It's like I've had the same thing. I had a contact me, and he was like, it was over the asexuality thing or something, and he was like, oh, there's a spectrum of asexuality, and it included people who are in, like, basically they only like having sex at certain times of the day, and I'm like, that's not asexual. That's having sex. So with sort of a different. That's not a type of asexuality. That's having. Oh well, these people are asexual because they can only have sex with people that they've got to know over a long period of time. Now that's a normal relationship with a lot of people. It's a normal relationship sometimes where they'll get to know somebody and then they may fuck after a while. Some people will fuck and then get to know each other. You know, it's one of those things. Like God, man, it just does my head in.
Yeah,
it really does. Like, so I did this video response to him, and he was like, "Can you take it down? Because I've now got different views and stuff." And I was like, "Did my video help you to change your views?" And furthermore, even if it didn't, I think this will actually help other people to change their views if they share these views, which a lot of people still do.
Yeah, I agree.
You made a dumb video. You're right.
Also, this guy, he doesn't make content, and his channel name is totally different. He's no longer called Obale, with that accent through that line through the O. You know, he's not that anymore. He doesn't have the really, I thought, quite interesting looking avatar. He's now an actual genuine nobody. There's nothing more to really add to that. I and much like you said, people still do push these ideas. So I don't really see a problem keeping it up. It's not hurting him because some dick with 16,000 subs has it on his channel as punishment for his continual messaging. I've now pinned the video at the top of my channel and titled it Punishment. Just to be a dick.
Why not? Fair
Excuse
enough.
me.
This guy didn't even respond to me. Like, I just sent it back, and I was like, he's not even told me if it's changed. So it's just like staying there, then, isn't it? Like, I really don't care.
Yeah,
you can't take it as who's like, I've deleted my channel and stuff. Great, delete channel, delete video. I really don't care. That's your choice to do that. But this will say there so if anyone else has these views and they go looking for asexuality, they may find me showing them how these terms are stupid because they don't fit in with the definition of asexuality. That's all I'm going with. Like, it's as simple as that. That's just, we've got Tumblr fucking definitions here of like how, oh, you're asexual if you only like sex at certain times of the day. It's just, no, it's not asexuality. That's someone who wants to have sex. Asexuality is, you can have an asexual relationship where you literally spend time with someone, you cuddle all the time, you kiss and stuff, and you never fuck.
Yep.
And you've got an asexual relationship. Well done.
Congratulations.
Well, most asexuals, yeah, it's one of those things. It's like you can have asexual relationships, but but a lot of people end up fucking. But asexuals usually, there's a lot of people that stay single. A lot of MGTOW probably refer to themselves, well, basically asexual, but they don't really fuck humans, I suppose. Robots, yeah. So if you're gonna fuck robots,
about those Japanese robots and those fleshlights.
Exactly. If you're going to be fucking one of those, I suppose from a point of view, you are asexual.
Yeah.
From a point of view. You get those artificial wombs that can, like, and they can use their sperm to make a child and their sperm to make an egg or something like that. Angry MGTOW was telling me about his shit at one point last year.
Oh, dear God.
Before he went crazy and started to fucking try and get Jeff Holiday in trouble.
Yeah, I remember that.
Smoking weed.
That was fucking lame.
Child abuse to be a person that smokes weed and looks after your children. Not at the same time.
Even I, someone who's not overly big on weed, didn't think that was anywhere near close to child abuse.
It's not.
It's not.
Really
it's not at all. No.
Oh, what do you think about? I think there's a new law coming in at some. Well, there's a regulation that you can get fined if you're a smoker that's caught smoking in your car by the police with like the windows down or something like that if you've got a child on board or something.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that might be coming in soon. I saw it somewhere.
I know
something that I just came across very briefly the other day.
My brother-in-law, outside his work, he was smoking a roll-up, and he put it out on the floor. And it just so happens, right in front of him was an environment officer who slapped him with a £75 fine.
Oh, man.
I live in a teeny tiny seaside town. That fucker was poaching. He was looking for it.
Oh, yeah. Ain't no ashtrays around here, bro. You need a cigarette? Well, you're going to get... I always like... The thing is I don't know, like, the thing is like, I'll be honest with you, I can understand if you want to just smoke outside and then throw your little dimp away and you'll probably get away with it and you might do. But I'll be honest with you, I am the sort of cunt, right? I'd do this for fucking ages. Because I used to like go out sometimes with friends and go for a drink and stuff, but I'd smoke blunts outside. I'd obviously have to go somewhere to go and have a smoke. So if I'm going to go somewhere to have a smoke, I'd usually just have like a little, like, do you know those little fold out like ashtrays?
Yeah.
You press a button, it just folds out.
Yeah.
Fucking cool as shit. I used to have one as a key ring. It's like, yeah, you're carrying around ash, but it's like when you have a blunt, you don't really have a lot of ash in comparison to if you put cigarette in it. So it's like I used to like just fat blunt for the weekend, go out, have a few drinks and stuff, and at the end of the night, sit there and have a fat blunt, but I'd always have my ashtray. But then again, to be fair, the rest of the night I was probably smoking cigs and throwing them around because no one gave a shit. Everyone's just drunk, throwing dimps everywhere.
Yeah,
there were ashtrays. I'm sure I used them at times, but you know when you get that drunk that you've thrown dimps everywhere. Who fucking cares? Who fucking...
I've been drunk enough to throw bars of chocolate on the floor, yes, of course.
I mean, there are benefits. I know there are benefits to an extent. I can't believe I'm about to reference Singapore here. Singapore's fucking clean, right? Like it or not, Singapore's fucking tight here. And that's because they strictly enforce their littering law. And gum is illegal.
Right.
Yeah, gum's illegal. No gum anywhere. That's how clean it is, dude.
Yeah, I kind of wish it was here.
I swear down, when I walk down the road everywhere, to be fair, I don't care. I really don't give a shit. As long as the shops are there and the places are there that I need to get to.
Yeah, I get that. we have road sweeper, those big old council machine things that guys drive, and these guys go up onto the path with their wire, brushes, just to get that chewing gum off, but it ain't going nowhere. The only hope you have is to lift the tiles up and turn them over.
And you're only going to get a lot of wood lice on
Yeah, those poor wood lice.
I know what you mean. Have you seen those people like pressure wash it, like try to pressure wash it off? And I'm just like, God, why do we even have gum? Like, I totally understand. There are people that love having chewing gum. I get it, but mints do the same thing equivalent, except you just don't have to chew for ages, and if you swallow it, you won't fuck up your digestive system. I mean, you can pass it, I suppose, if you know, but it's one of those. It's not advised to swallow, is it?
Let's not forget here also
it's just a fucking mess.
Yeah, let's not also forget here a mint won't run out of flavour before you finish it, whereas chewing gum.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, I just
don't get it. I don't get it.
It's chewing gum's like a mint plus slight accessory, I suppose, because people are like chewing gum. Like why? Because it's like a fidget spinner for your mouth. That's what chewing gum is.
A fidget spinner for your mouth.
Fidget spinner for your mouth.
Oh God, that's gay.
Exactly what it is.
Oh dear.
That's exactly what it is. Chewing gum is now the new fad. It goes right there with vaping. Right up there with vaping. And right up there with fidget spinners.
Vaping is so gay.
Faggot spinners.
You wait. They'll have some vaping things that are fidget spinners as well.
Oh, why do people have gum? Seriously, I really sometimes wonder. Like, I really do. Even though, like, I do some. Like, it's one of those things. I have popped into the shop and I'm like, you know what? I do fancy some strawberry hubba bubba today, but I know it's going to be a short-lasting thing, and I know I'll wrap it up in the fucking foil and I'll throw it in the bin. That's how I treat it. But the majority of people fucking don't.
My view was always,
and it's not better.
Why don't you ever put the hubba bubba flavour into a sweet so the flavour doesn't run out? That was
God! Or I could swallow it and be like, "That's delicious." Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so nice.
I don't want the flavour to run out of my mouth and he's been then stretching some nothing.
I swallowed a lot of Hubba Bubba when I was. Because I didn't care. I was just like, it tastes delicious, apple flavour. It's fucking.
If I knew you were going to say that, I would have said "cum" just before you said Hubba Bubba.
Oh God. I'm sure someone can splice that together.
I'm sure it can be arranged. Anyway.
But yeah, I can see that. I can see benefits to littering laws, let's say.
Fuck gum.
But anyway.
As it's getting close to midnight, are you okay with me ending this stream soon? Or nowish?
Yeah, that's fine, dude.
Do you want to shill yourself, or should we just end it?
God, guys, I'm cognitive thought. If you really don't know me, then that's cool. That's fine. There might be that one person out there who's like, who's this cunt I've been listening to for 2 hours, and now he's shilling himself. That's all I've got to say. There you go.
Said like a pro. Okay, anyway, I'm ending this.